Hey, it's Dave from The Door with story number 3 from our 20 years of stories from The Door for my 20th anniversary of coming here and being part of this ministry. It was very early on. We were invited to speak at a church in the month of November called Vicksburg Grace Brethren Church. My kids were small. We'd never been there before. And we got there on a Sunday morning, and the platform was covered all over the place with groceries in grocery bags. And my children asked me, "Dad, what's that for?" And I said, well, it's very common this time of year that churches gather groceries, probably for food baskets for the poor, something like that. I know my church in New York, when I was a pastor, did that. I said, that's probably what that's for. And they said, okay. And I got up to preach. And afterwards, the church said that those supplies were for our ministry. Well, it wasn't a small amount of supplies. It was truckloads of supplies, pickup truckloads. I didn't even know how we'd get it back to the door. And if we got it back to the door, I didn't know where I'd put it. And the church people were prepared. I was moved, very much so, because we were scrounging for any little bit of supplies. We had no budget, no finances. My family and I think we were still living in the one-bedroom apartment then, and one of the men from the church and the pastor, they brought all the supplies to the door. It was piled in the dining room all the way to the ceiling, literally. And they said, where are you going to put all this? And I said, I don't know. I think I could make some room in the basement. There's a space, but I'm going to have to clean out some junk, and I don't have any shelves or anything. And one of the men, whose wife would become one of my board members for the next 20 years, he said, I got some old shelving. One of these days I'll bring it down for you. And later on, he told me, I got home and I thought, you idiot. He said, those people don't need those shelves someday. They need them right away. And the next day, he and the pastor came and crawled around the dirtiest basement you'd ever seen, full of the most junk, and they helped me clean that basement out and put in some stainless steel shelving. And that food pantry is still there. That food pantry is still loaded with canned goods and jarred goods, and we used all of that stuff during the COVID crisis. Not the same groceries, of course, for 20 years, but we used that food pantry all of these years to feed all of these kids. And we needed those right away. God told him to give it. He just didn't realize, oh, wait, they need that now. And so I'm just going to extend that to all of you who are watching. If God has touched your heart for us or any other ministry, oh, you should give that. They could probably use this. I'm not using it. They could use it. I should give that. Don't wait. God put that on your heart. I've learned to, when God moves me to pray for somebody, pray for them right then. If God says, give them this, do it right then. Don't delay, because God has moved you in that season, in that moment, for such a time as this. They need it then. They need it now. If God is inspiring you to give to support The Door, do it today. Go to www.thedoorkids.com. Sign up, become a monthly supporter. We have never needed your financial support more than we do today, because yesterday's supplies are gone. The meals that we served, 175,000 meals, wonderful, but it's done. It's over. The finances of yesterday are gone and well spent, and we need your help today. God bless you. Thanks for listening in. I'll be back with another story of how God provided tomorrow.